Oh, hey everybody.
Hey, how's
Hey,
it going?
it's going nice. It's cool. We had a little bit of a break there, which was
We
nice.
did.
Got to eat my
Mm-hmm.
donut. How about you?
Oh, you finally got to finish the donut that you started at the beginning of this whole
No, that
thing?
was my second donut because,
Oh, good. That's
yeah, my second donut.
you are gonna sugar crash so hard at the end of this.
Yep, that's all I need to do is just survive until the end.
Well, you've got to survive a little bit longer because we have a little bit of a treat. As the other side of the bracket was going a little bit slower, so we actually get to cast the other semifinal as well.
Yeah, and not only is it a treat for me just because we get to cast other semifinals, but because this other team has an awesome name. I don't know who they are, but they've been tearing up the bracket. It is none other than, as we swapped over to the draft screen, Diablo Snores.
I can
Versus,
imagine that
yeah.
Diablo
Can
does
you
snore.
imagine? He just... I always say this because I always love talking about Diablo, but one of my favorite things about Diablo is that he just yells whenever he just starts getting a kill streak. I'm imagining that being his, like, snoring. It's just like this really, like, guttural yell that he does. It's really great. Anyway, we've got Dragonshire for the first time. Today is going to be our map, and we've got Neptune Gaming, who's got first pick versus Diablo Snores. Kael'thas, Jaina, both out.
Wow. So both of the big spellcasters straight away banned out. You're going to have to get your damage from someone else in this, but Neptune Gaming picking up a little bit of SK's strat with the first pick of a noob.
Yeah, right? This is the first time we haven't seen an SK Anubarak, I don't think, except for maybe our very, very first game. But they're going to pick up that Anubarak very first, and that's going to show just how prominent Anubarak has come with those little quality of life changes after the last patch. Diablo Snores picking up ETC and Brightwing.
Yeah, so really prioritizing having their support structure set up right away by having the person who's going to be tanking and having the healer. They've got that already set up and can use the rest of their picks to kind of counter whatever Neptune is going to do. And Neptune, for now, have Vala and Sylvanas, but Diablo Snores already grabbing Falstad.
Yeah, Falstad going to be one of those long-range damage dealers. We've been seeing him show up quite a bit. Are they going to go for the Crispy Taco, pick up that Tyrael, is the question. They do pick up Zagara as their fourth pickup. So they've got Brightwing and Falstad. They've got so much mobility on a map like Dragonshire. That is nothing to laugh at.
Oh no, especially if ETC were even to go stage dive, that'd be so much. But we could also see the mosh pit as well. As if Zagara were able to get a really good devouring maw up, then you could mosh pit on top of that. Lots of damage from Falstad for the Hinterland Blast, but that's something they'll have to watch out for too, is making sure not to throw the Hinterland Blast out too soon, as otherwise it'll just hit on top of the maw and not deal any damage.
Yeah, the Maw does have that little bit of a drawback. Hopefully, everybody's able to time that out perfectly. And not only that, but you also have to think about the rest of Neptune Gaming. They're going to know as soon as that Maw is going to come up too, and they're going to try and disrupt all the people from being able to chain up on that. Maybe we're going to see Brightwing pick up that increased arcane damage at level 1 in order to even just do a little bit more damage and possibly turn this into a massive wombo combo possibility. But not only that, in their own respects, each of these teams very, very strong in their heroics just individually, but being able to turn that into a wombo combo is one of the greatest things about this. Neptune Gaming going to pick up Sylvanas and Tyrael. Their last pickup is going to be coming in, and I'm curious to see who they're going to pick up as their support.
I wouldn't be surprised to have a Malfurion, because if Diablo Snores is going to be going for that Wombo, that might be something where they could pop that Tranquility right away and try to stave off all of that damage. Because once they did that, then they could go in on top of that. But there's plenty of supports still available, and that might not be what they are trying to go for. They might want more stuns from them, and they do. So they're going to go with the Uther.
Uther's going to be a really nice pickup here as well. It's going to give them just a little bit more ability to throw down that Divine Shield and keep somebody alive for a little bit longer. That could be that Vala, that could be that Sylvanas. That's going to be the question I have to ask. Zeratul going to be their last pickup. That's a little bit interesting because normally Maw is considered like the poor man's Void Prison. But going for the Zeratul as well, I'm curious to see if they're going to go for double Void Prison and Maw.
Man, I don't know how. They've got so much potential there, though, right? Like, they've got the Void Prison, they've got the Maw, they've even got Falstad too. But something to notice too is if Zagara were to go something crazy like Nidus Network, not that we necessarily see that, we most often see Ma, but look at the amount of potential for just being all over the map they have there, because they already also have the ETC, Brightwing, and Falstad.
That's true. What if? Oh man, you're saying that, and like, just what if? What if they went for
Right?
Nidus? What if? That's a great question. That would be hilarious. Just their team is. Oh, you know what? Is this the team that I've been hearing about? Goes for these crazy strategies where they backdoor like crazy.
I'm scrolling back up in the chat to see if that one. Yes,
It is them. It's Diablo
them.
Snores.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if Neptune Gaming has any idea of what they're in for.
I don't know, but I hope so.
All right, so I'm gonna ask them for the invitation to the lobby, and we're gonna get on into this game. Ooh, I am so scared, Gilly. So scared of what could be coming out here.
I'm ready to see if they can pull this off, or if Neptune will be able to thwart that, if that's even what they're going to try to do. Maybe they're being standard here and we're not going to get to see that, but I get this sneaking suspicion that this might be a crazy game.
Yeah, this already starts to look a little bit like they're going to be doing that backdoor strategy that everybody's been kind of hinting about. And if we actually see it, ooh. It's one of those old strategies too. Haven't seen it in quite a bit. Siege. Oh, okay. Not CJ as it reads. Okay, just to know. Cool. Oh, I need to invite. Wait. Don't let's get you into this lobby. Yeah, we got you in. Awesome. Cool. I didn't actually notice Ire. I believe we didn't take Diablo. Sorry, Sham 2. It's okay, Ire. I will forgive you this time. And
just once.
Just once. So anyway, guys, we're going to be getting on into this game really shortly. This is going to be a pretty crazy match already if we're expecting to see what we're expecting to see.
Then I think we're expecting to see it.
I think we're expecting to see it. Yeah, that's quite right. So I'm curious to see if Diablo Snores is going to be able to pull it off. That's my question.
Yeah. I mean, Gosu Neptune does have the Sylvanas, so they've got a great potential for pushing in. Whenever you have that Sylvanas and are able to pick up the Dragonite, that's so much damage on structures. You can easily, very quickly take out a whole bunch of towers or even a fort as well. So I think it's probably, if we're seeing this backdoor, it'll be a case of trying to deal with that / getting the map objectives versus just trying to go for the strategy and throw everything at it.
I mean, either way, I guess they can really kind of decide in the game what they really want to do, depending on just how everything goes. Dragonshire is a little bit of a weird map to go for this strategy, though. It's a pretty big map, but horizontally it's not that long, like Cursed Hollow, where there's like that massive distance between both of the cores. So it's gonna be fun if we do see it, but if we don't, if we don't see it, it's just because they decided it wasn't gonna work out so well.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. They have a lot of potential, even in team fights, with the way they've got their heroes set up with a lot of wombo as well too. So it's not like this is something so crazy that they have to go for it, which is good as well.
Well, guys, we've got the game starting as we hear the countdown ominously kind of coming in through the Nexus. Guys, it's going to be Diablo Snores versus Neptune Gaming. Who do you think is going to win here? I think it's going to be Diablo Snores, but I might be a little bit biased with that name.
Yeah, I think you are more than a little bit biased toward anything Diablo, even though they didn't pick him.
Yeah, they didn't even pick him, and I'm still just like, these guys are going to win. It's definitely going to happen. Semifinals, of course, is going to be the set and series we're going to be watching right now. This is still going to be a best of one, so whoever wins this one is going to be going up against the powerhouse of SK Gaming. I wonder who's going to win.
I don't know that, but we'll have to get through this game first. Remember that this is the 10th qualifier. There's only 2 more left, so it's really getting down to the wire in terms of which teams we're going to have moving on into the next round.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on into this map. We've got everybody spawning in here as I accidentally forgot to hit the in-game. There we go. Boom. We've got Neptune Gaming spawning over here on the left-hand side. It is Siege playing the Tyrael Bad News Airy on the Uther. Ooh, I'm fabulous. Sitting on the Nubarek. He's my favorite name now. Fi sitting on the Sylvanas and Blade on the Vala.
And for Diablo Snores in red. Anatsumia? Yes, playing Zeratul. He was spinning in circles. That made it very difficult. Terrific playing ETC. And on the bottom, Kid P on Brightwing, Ire on Falstad, and Rafa151 playing Zagara.
Awesome. So we've got a 4-person stack hanging out here in the bushes in the mid lane. Are they going to be able to pick up the kill here on Terrific? No, the power slide is too strong. He's going to be able to get on out of there. And they're probably looking like they're going to be doing that rotation. The cheeky little rotation we see where people come in, they kill all of the creep waves here, and then easily rotate down to the bot lane and pick up all the experience down there as well. And that just gives them a little bit more of a scary appearance. Look, see, you can see that every single creep hasn't died here. So they can pick up all that experience as well. And it gives them a really nice 4-person stack to be able to roam around back and forth with.
Yeah, it really gives them the option of possibly picking up a kill, which will just get them ahead in experience, and without losing out on any of the experience from the minion waves. It looks like Uther might stay bottom. Bad News Airy choosing to stay there, make sure they get the experience from those minions. But we've got shrines popping up in just a few seconds. We'll have to see which team is going to be able to take out. I think it might be possible that it's going to come down to that top shrine, as we do have Neptune continuing to roam down here in bottom.
Yeah, it looks like everybody wants to go for this bottom shrine. Everybody's curious of what's going on here, but Brightwing is going to teleport to the top lane. It looks like they don't feel confident enough to take this bottom shrine, so they said, hey, let's make it a 2v1 in the top lane, and confidently grab that one.
Yeah, really great choice there. Look at Zagara's first talent choice, picking up Demolitionist. So really prioritizing getting a push going, especially against that Sylvanas.
Yeah, and that's going to be a really interesting decision to take out all of those towers' ammo really quickly, because normally we see Reconstitution picked up at level 1, but it looks like they just really want to be able to take out all of... Wow, that was really quickly.
Holy
Blue
moly!
team was able to pick up the Dragon Shrine for just half a second, was able to target it and be able to get that up really quickly. That was very confident play there, coming out here from Neptune.
Now, because it's such an early Dragon Knight, remember he's going to be pretty weak here, so he's just going to be looking to take out turrets. But meanwhile, on bottom, a huge push coming in from Diablo Snores, as they are going straight after these towers here on bottom, trying to keep up in terms of experience. They've almost got their level 4 talents, which is something they need to catch up onto, and now they've got them.
Yeah, and they're letting this Dragon Knight kind of push up in the mid lane. They're not afraid to just go for their own towers and go for that bottom lane experience, while they think that they can outpush this Dragon Knight. Meanwhile, the Dragon Knight has chewed through both of those towers and is now going straight on into the fort. It looks like the rest of Diablo Snores is now turning around. Can they lock down Vi before she's able to get the Banshee off? No, it doesn't look like that's going to happen here. And that's going to allow them to just kind of get a really good amount of damage on that mid lane for pretty much nothing.
Some really interesting talents coming out here. Zeratul has the Seasoned Marksman and Focused Attack, so that could be exciting. Also, once again, Arcane Precision, like you mentioned from that Brightwing, and Falstad going for the Vampiric Assault. Yeah,
this is really weird so far. I mean, so if we look at the Demolitionist, it makes sense if they're going to go for that Nidus Worm crazy backdoor strategy later on, because Demolitionist will allow them to kind of just deal with that keep really quickly. Rafa getting engaged upon, taking a lot of damage. Umphalos coming in at the last second and finishing him off. And that's, I just love saying that name. But that Demolitionist, you know, it's going to be able to help them take out that keep really quickly if they go for that backdoor strategy. I am just so curious what happens at level 10.
Yeah, I am as well. These are some really interesting talent choices here. Now, there is a very big push happening because of the Sylvanas here on bot. They've taken out one tower. They're going for the next one. Terrific, looking like he might be wanting to set something up and is going to come in. They're going after that Fi. There is the polymorph, but it wasn't quite enough. But now a stun actually going down on Kid P. They're going to be able to pick up that kill on Brightwing, and this is solidifying the Neptune Gaming's experience lead, as they already have their level 7 talents.
Yeah, they're sitting in a really nice spot right now. They're just able to push down this bottom fort so well, and there's not really that much that can come in here to contest that, because Fi is just able to lock down everything so well, and anytime that there's anything that's coming in, Fi is able to get away by using that Haunting Wave, and that's going to be such a nice use of that to be able to get in, do a lot of damage, and be able to get out confidently.
Vala actually going for the Hungering Arrow build. Have you seen this very much in your casting?
Not really. I've seen it here and there, and the only time I ever see it is in the crazy EU region. That's why I love casting EU, because I always see all the builds that I never get to see in the NA. Call it the NA is boring, but I love just the diversity that comes out of the meta here. Looks like Neptune is pretty confident in using it so far. I mean, she's been doing a good amount of hero damage. Looking at the tab, she's sitting a little low right now, but she hasn't really had the chance to get into a lot of team fights. I'm curious to see how that's going to go if we do get into some team fights later on. Huge push coming in the bot lane now.
Oh yeah, this fort is definitely going to go down, and that will be the first fort down, picking it up from Diablo Snores. Neptune Gaming also going after this one in mid, but it's just Uther and Sylvanas, so it's taking a little bit longer than they would like, but they do have it pretty low. A Dragon Knight pickup should help secure that. Meanwhile, another push from Neptune Gaming on top. They're trying to get this last tower down. They know they're about to 10, so it's a really good time. If they could pick that up, then they could definitely get a good engagement.
Yeah, they've got a little bit to go against, though, because level 10 just about to be grabbed here by Neptune. This is going to be a little bit scary for them to go engage upon, and I do believe the shrines should be in their favor right now. Yeah, so they've got to engage right now before the level 10, but Terrific getting caught out of position a little bit too far forward. That's going to spell level 10 going on over to our blue team.
Yeah, they've picked it up. They've got the heroics too, but just in the nick of time, Rafa picks up that top shrine, and now they weren't quite able to clinch that Dragon Knight, but that's okay, they say. We've got Sylvanas right here. We're going to go take out this fort. We didn't even need the dragon anyway.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice pickup for them. Just a little bit more experience. They're going to go for the Siege Giants as well. Be a little bit offensive with that. It doesn't look like it. Looks like, in fact, they're going to go for the Brightwing. Brightwing in a bit of a pickle, and it looks like she's not going to be able to teleport on out of there. Level 10 still yet to be grabbed here. Oh, man, they're going to be able to pick out this bottom fort as well.
Man, the stun potential is huge, and look at where Zeratul is, guys. He is in the middle of this base. What is he doing here? They have their heroics. What's the plan?
Oh, I can imagine what the plan is. Brightwing has come in now, and there's the stage dive. There's the Nidus. There's the fly, and everybody's in the back line. They took out the bottom fort already, and now they just have to take out the bottom keep. And that is going to start spelling some really nice advantage for them. And it looks like they have to... Oh my god, is that a Mighty Gust?
That was a Mighty Gust. There's the Void Prison. They're actually jumping in on this team here. They're already throwing a ton of damage, it looks like, on the keep, but they're going to go down for it. Falstad, Zeratul, and Zagara down. It's only Brightwing and ETC left. They're both going to go down, but they've got to keep for it. I don't think they mind too much.
Yeah, they took a good amount of damage on the core as well. The core is going to regenerate those shields over time, but if they can respawn and just get right back into that, that's going to be a really nice thing for them. Vala heading up to that top shrine in order to actually capture the Dragon Knight for them. But, oh man, this crazy strategy. They've got to wait another 60-some seconds before they can do it again, though.
Man, Neptune's got to get work done with this Dragon Knight. They are going to cap it, and so now let's see what they're going to get done with it. The Mighty Gust! I finally get to see it, yes!
The Mighty Gust did a good amount of work, as well as the Void Prison. This is some pretty crazy strategies coming out here. Zeratul making his way back into the backline of the team, and it looks like they want to go for it just immediately again. They've got the Void Prison down for a bit of time, but they've got the stage dive back up. They could go for it.
Well, Brightwing is down, so they don't have them. It looks like the rest of the team is going for keep there, but there's the stage dive. They're going straight after core there. Falstad's flying in. Rafa's already throwing everything she's got there as well, even dropping some creep in the base, and there goes the core. It's down to 90%, getting down to 80%. There's the Mighty Gust right back into the core now. Zeratul taking a lot of damage, but the core is at 50%, 40%. Oh, Zeratul is down. The Wailing Arrow goes down as well, but the core is at 23%, 20%. They're going to be able to save it.
Are they going to be able to save it at the last second? It's so close, but at the other end of the map, there's the Dragon Knight and Uther going straight in on the core. Is this a throw? Oh my god. 8%. That was just so close. The Void Prison didn't get to go down here. It's down to 40 seconds. They've got Zeratul back up here. If he feels so scared, he can. Yes, he can throw down the Void Prison to give them a little bit more time to lag this out. They've got a good amount of time, though, but here comes the rest of the engagement coming in from Neptune Gaming. They're not dealing with this crap. Diablo Snores is going to go down into the semifinals. A 9-minute Dragon Shrine game.
What is this game?
They tell me it's Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, well, it is definitely.
I don't believe them, because this is some really weird and interesting styles of Heroes of the Storm.
Wow, saving their core there at 8%. 8%. the decision to keep Uther and Dragon at the core so scary. Because a little bit more damage, and they would have lost their core there. But instead, because they had them there, they were already taking the shields down. They were able to go in from there and take out the core instead. Finally putting an end to what we hear in the bracket was a crazy backdoor scary strategy.
And a crazy strategy indeed. It looked like it was going to work. It was so close. Had they the ability to actually keep the Zeratul alive and the Void Prison went down, they would have had that without a doubt. Zeratul went down at the last second. They lost the ability to Void Prison and section off the enemy team in order to take down the core, and that spelled a disaster there. A cheeky strategy, but they still have 2 more qualifiers where they can try that out. The semifinals, however, have been decided. Neptune Gaming gonna go up against SK Gaming.
Well, they were able to stave off that craziness, but can they stave off the